Chad's taken us out on Dune Buggies today, and he, gave me a little sly comment, said this is a real obstacle course, which kind of hurt because I put, blood, sweat and tears into my obstacle course.
It's a great learning experience because there's lots of room to mess up. You don't have to worry about hitting anybody. The only thing that you got to watch out for is running over the tortoises out there.
We were in the orientation room. They were showing some footage and some pictures and giving a speech about not damaging the buggies or being reckless. And obviously I'd already thought about this. A bunch of these Call of Duty guys, they're young. They don't have a driver's license. They don't drive frequently.
Talking about gears and all that and slowing down this and that, and I'm like, what are you on about?
You'll be alright.
They don't drive over here on the, the opposite side of the car.
I reckon we're gonna have more fun than every other car combined.
Oh, we'll have fun, yeah.
Just got me helmet.
He thinks he's driving, but it's just not.
When she told me that if you flip the thing, you get fined like thousands of dollars, I was like, don't want to get in this thing because I don't know how easy they flip.
I had no idea how expensive they were.
That anxiety ramped up more when we learned that rolling the car is going to cost me up to 35 grand depending on damages.
My plan is to get Chad the most expensive bill he's ever had. So I'm looking to flip it a couple times, do a doo-doo roll, and hopefully crash into Sean. That's my plan for today.
Giving Chad the biggest bill possible. Like I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He thinks that this is like, he thinks it's a game. He thinks he's winning, but he's not. He's not winning. Hopefully Chad's prepared in case anything crazy goes down.
So the point of this activity is to teach the guys how to drive. Surprisingly, a lot of these guys don't have their driver's license.
I've never driven a car.
This is going to be fun. I've never drove before.
Yes, I have driven a car before. Yes, I have my license.
And Zach's with me.
Zach is with you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I just feel like because Zach is going to want to try to get some air off a ridge.
Yeah. Zach's just going to sit in the back.
The Tom vehicle? I think he's going to try to showboat everybody else.
Tom versus Tom.
I drive at home, you know what I mean?
No, let me drive.
This shit's a piece of cake.
Got a Lambo at home.
Yeah, got a Lambo, it's a piece of cake this is. We got made it dusted.
I learned to drive when I was 14 years old with this old pickup truck on the farm, so I figured there was no better way to teach these guys how to drive than off-roading.
I've already sussed the system out. Me and Dylan in the same bugger, both the smallest, the thing's going to be flying.
Someone farted, yeah.
Dylan farted.
Right when we got there.
You know it's dope, because every time he says no, he starts giggling.
It's always Rico.
No, I'm not.
Look, he's giggling.
Always Rico.
You know, because
It
yesterday,
definitely came from the back.
I am not getting the blame.
Look at the smirk on his face.
It's always Dylan.
It is every time.
It smelled the same as yesterday as well.
Dylan, did you fart?
Yeah, did. You have no proof.
The goal of going out and Dune Buggying is to go really fast and race each other.
My goal today is just to leave him in the dust, to be honest. I've never done this before, but I feel like Chad is a real softie. So, if I get some speed on him, I don't think he'll catch up.
It is going to be somewhat scary with the other guys because I don't think many of them have even driven. I'm around with Zach.
Me and Den decided to pair up days before. I kind of figured in my head, Den's has his driver's license. I have 20 hours behind the steering wheel at home. The only other person that has their license is Tom. So everyone else is going to be shit.
I'm driving with Shawnee Boy, Scottish and known for their road rage. We'd like to see some of that because it's very funny.
I'd say Dylan, a bit worried about Zach, Sean.
I'm going to crash.
We're in the desert, there's nothing to crash into.
I know Tom has his licence. I think Tom would probably be the best. Then I would say probably Shane. And I'd probably say Dens. And then I'd probably slot in somewhere towards the top.
Never drove a car in my life, but
We'll see how it goes.
we'll see how it goes. What can go wrong, really? Unless you're an idiot. So.
I don't think you're meant to do it that way.
Yeah, we're good to go. Mine worked. Sorry, Jen.
Is that good?
It worked, Zach.
That's it. Leave it like that. Just leave it like that.
You've got to pull it round.
No.
Mate, come here, you idiot. What's wrong with you? There you go.
There we go. Then he's bloody new.
I decided to put both Toms in the same car as there's been this rivalry going on.
He's putting me in a car with Tommy. we're supposed to get over our differences or whatever.
And the last thing I needed is something to really get out of hand, so I'm forcing these guys to work together on this one.
I reckon Tom said that to Chad because Tom knows that I'd beat him in the end.
I'm much older, much more experienced, probably way better, as I am with most things, but you know, hopefully he doesn't get too uncomfortable in the passenger seat the whole time. He said that he'd switch me and we'd both drive, but I don't know if there's going to be a spot to switch, so...
I'm a safe driver. I'll put my fifth gear on. Pass me test first, Gav.
You know you don't have to wear that.
No, just in case, you know.
Safety first.
I would definitely not want to be driving with Zach. I think that could end bad.
I'm a bit worried. It would be very unfortunate if an accident happened and one of the guys wouldn't be able to play, and you know, as I'm on the bench. I'm not saying I'm playing sabotage, but I might try and, you know, weave a couple dangerous possibilities out on the course.
I've got the same. It doesn't tighten. We're the cool kids, we are. It's too loose.
We've got a professional Red Bull driver here.
Just told me not to kill him.
I said if I die and he survives, my wife will kill him, so...
Excuse me, I'll move the seat forward because I'm
Pull that to the right.
I'm a little nervous for the guys, considering some of them have not much driving experience.
Let me just open my tap shop. I'll drink that in a bit. Oh, me googs.
Look at their one. Their one looks sick as.
Oh,
We're going straight over that mountain.
and I'm looking at the reverse mirror and I see Tom and he's rectangle head.
me googs.
There you get it now. Sometimes sand likes to get in there. So.
Alright.
There we go.
I was trying to extend a little olive branch and, you know, let him feel like he was the cooler Tom getting to drive first.
See, I thought Tom was being nice, saying, you can drive first. You're, it's like, have a little fun with it, and then I'll just take the end of it when we're going back.
He was very excited, and also the guy said that the second half of the trip you got to go faster. So I wanted to be driving during the cooler part of the trip.
The first part of the track is rocky and slow. The second part is flat and fast. So Tom already knew what was going on. I reckon Chad's told him.
I was actually paying attention during the orientation.
He rigged me.
There you go, you're in. There you go. Safety bloody first, boys.
Well, there was a rule they gave us that was you have to stay 2 car lengths behind each other. I think everyone didn't stick to the rules really, but they were driving well. And then you had Chad at the back. Probably a good thing he was at the back.
I think Chad, from what I heard, was terrible at driving.
Chad was the worst.
So apparently the guys are telling me that I was driving like an old lady.
I don't know if Chad drives or not, but I felt like he had a bit of, his nerves were kicking in. I don't think he wanted to put his foot down. That's why he had all that space.
Look up, Chad's about half a mile back.
I heard he was a mile behind, and that's why we kept having to wait.
And we're like, why is the instructor stopping? And it's because Chad was lagging so far behind. He was going so slow that we had to stop and wait for him to catch up.
The fact of the matter is, the instructor told us to have a minimum of 3 car lengths in between each buggy.
2 car lengths behind, he was 2 football fields behind.
Can we stop off it a little bit where we're having a drink? Chad doesn't reappear for 10 minutes. So we think, where's he gone? And the instructors come up and Saranya asks them, what does this mean? Does it mean to spread apart?
Knowing how these guys are driving and their lack of experience, the last thing I wanted was to be slamming in the back of these guys.
To which the guy goes, no, I was telling you, Chad, he needs to get closer to everyone, he's too far back. Because Chad had tried telling Saranya that he wanted him to be that far back, because that's what that meant. Because he was going that way, not that way.
At the halfway point, I was like, Chad, do you still want to keep driving? Because I wanted to keep driving, because I love it. And Chad's like, yeah, no, I'll keep driving. I'm like, well, pick up the pace a bit, Chad, because sometimes it will, you'll be far behind.
Sometimes the guys misunderstand rules as simply just suggestions.
He was slow. He was very, very slow.
Tell Brad to speed up. We ain't got all day. It's taking ages. What's your opinion on Brad and Dylan in the same car?
Bro, I'm not driving either, but none of them have zero experience.
I don't know, he must be doing alright. He ain't crashed yet, because I bet he's absolutely caking his pants at the moment. I think Den's trying to work out how to rev the bloody engine. Go on, give him a rev. Give us a rev, Sean. Yeah, go on, give us a rev. Ah, no, bigger one. Yes. Don't blow the engine out.
Yeah, no,
that'll do. That'll do.
I think the craziest thing that happened was probably, I didn't see it with my own eyes, but probably hearing about Sean almost going off the course. It sounded pretty dangerous, to be honest.
We had to follow in the tracks of the cars in front of us, so we're all just in a line. And we were behind Sean and Shane, I think it was, and Shawnee was driving.
How are you feeling about this one, Sean?
Bumpy.
Come on, get her up there! Get her up there! Go on, girl! That's it! Floor the bitch!
Sean tried taking a corner too fast. I think he got a bit excited.
But he went up over one of the dunes, took the turn way too sharp, and they almost went off a cliff.
And then you think it's about to roll, and all you see is head pop up underneath the roof, and he's just driving up this little mound, and he just carries on as if nothing's happened, doesn't say a word.
It was bad. Tom slammed on the brakes, and luckily we didn't hit him, but everyone was just laughing. I could hear them laughing over the loud motors and stuff, and Shane was, pumping his fists in the passenger seat, holding up the GoPro.
Me and Den's are the quickest so far. Sean's slow, Brad's slow. Tom and Tom, they're pretty fast. Chad is the slowest. Very slow. We keep losing him somehow. I don't know how you can be so slow. But now we're swapping drivers, so it's my turn. Mine and Dylan's. Trying to show everyone up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I spun out, but it wasn't my fault. I was getting a bit over ego over the turns, accidental. Basically, right, you go over the bumps, and then your foot goes forward, so I accelerated a bit too much, and then off the edge of the road. Shame myself. I myself.
Life flashed before my eyes, and then Sean just sit there like everything's fine and dandy.
I had full composure. I spun off. I was like, don't worry, spun back on, and I was good to go. At the minute, the only thing I'm thinking about is that I'm about to be a passenger next to Dylan, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm picturing it in my head, but it's not good. It's just not good.
Brad, just kick your feet up, sit back. I'm next. Should be good. Never drove before. But see where it takes us. I should be fine. Probably just crashing. I don't want to do a Sean. Sean almost crashed.
I'm going to floor it, mate, straight to the back of you. Can we go in front?
Wait, he's behind me.
Oh. Yeah, where's that? I wish I had a horn.
Behind Sean, you don't really know if he's going to go fast or slow, and he nearly flipped. So he's a bit on edge.
Let me explain. People are going slow in front. No, I don't know, but I would let no.
You're not accusing my
bad phrase, bad phrase, right?
It went back on himself because then he nearly flipped the whole thing.
I just spun.
It was bad.
Could have been bad, Sean.
It was bad. You'd have a 10 grand fine.
Tom was actually much better than I expected. He didn't nearly kill us. We did watch Sean almost kill himself.
Yeah, I mean, Zach says he's had 20 hours behind the wheel. He says he's played Need for Speed a couple of times. And he said he was just scared being in the passenger seat. So I'm a bit concerned. I might have to, I might have to take over. But everyone knows Zach. Like he's not the smartest. So he might hey mate. Yeah, he should be a good driver. I can't wait to be next to him.
This is probably the last clip you're going to see of the video because Dylan's driving. So if you don't see me again, you know what the crack is.
Safety first, bro.
Don't even get me started.
What?
So I'm thinking, this is going to end bad. Kill me now.
Ain't driven in about 7 years. Never passed my driving test. But, throw me in a dune buggy in the middle of the desert, I might become a natural. Faster! Speed the f*** up!
He's a daredevil. Just know if you see him flying over a cliff, it's intentional.
Not true.
That you're driving now?
Yep.
How do you feel?
People think I'm going to be slow, mate. They've got nothing coming. The best part about the day that we went dune bugging was probably just when I got behind the wheel. I partnered with Dens. I think we were the best drivers by a mile.
He's the first one to get the helmet on, like. First one, mate, he's ready. I reckon we should put him at the front. Screw the mentor at the front.
The best driver ended up actually being Zach and Dens, which was a combination that I wasn't quite expecting. Zach was actually just really confident. The worst was definitely Dylan.
Keep up if you can.
You ready, Dylan?
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, on the dot, yeah.
He said to me, catch me if you can, which is pathetic, because as soon as he sat down in the driver's seat, I had no idea what he was doing.
Going into it, I was thinking, okay, yeah, I can do this. This is easy enough. Just foot down, steer. I might have to brake every so often. Yeah, thought I could do well.
He was a hurricane of problems.
Didn't go as planned. I was okay at the start.
I'm not even going to be polite about it. It was
Straight away, he didn't look too confident. And off the bat, my life's in Dylan's hands.
What's going on, Dylan? Get him off the bloody driver's seat!
We'd go around a slope, so you have to build up the speed. And then he'd brake halfway through the slope and just start falling down. And then we'd all have to do the same thing because we're right up his ass. So we're all braking because he's braking. And then we're all just going down like sideways. And we're just like, what are you doing, Dylan? We're like shouting, but he can't hear us.
At the moment, our problem is Brad and Dylan. It's so f***ing slow. That's not sugarcoating it. It's so slow. Yeah, and we're making us look slow. Yeah, we're trying to go fast, and we're just like up his arse. So then we have to like give a little breathe. Yeah, and the instructor he keeps having to stop because these two are so slow. Yeah.
Brad kept saying to me, you're off course, you're off course. Obviously, I kept saying, no, I'm not. Went on like that for about 5 minutes.
Every time he went wrong, I was just crying, laughing.
He never understood that you had to follow the instructor.
I was telling him, follow the instructor.
So we're going around this corner. The instructor goes off right. Dylan goes straight on.
He flew past the instructor, kept going.
Instead of going right, I accidentally went straight ahead. I went off course. There was a few people on a quad to the right of us. Brad screamed, stop. So I stopped, obviously, as you do.
Straight on's people on a quad bike and other people standing around. And he's going straight for him. Brad's screaming at him.
Gotta slow down, mate. Come on, slow down, mate. Come on, I'm gonna smack you.
Stop the car. What are you doing, Dylan? Follow the instructor. To which Dylan said, what instructor? What do you mean who we're following? So he'd spent the whole day not realising we're following a white dune buggy. He thought we were all just doing it and Brad was leading the tour.
I would say Brad is partly to blame for my driving.
Dylan said I was the problem.
When Brad was driving, when Brad done something good, I'd be like, nice, Brad. Good stuff, Brad. You know, I was encouraging him. I think I was filling him with confidence. When I was driving, Brad was, oh, you're off course. And I was like, no, I'm not. So I think Brad could have done definitely a lot more.
It was actually horrendous.
I think he trusted me, and then I think the trust was gone in the relationship halfway through. I think he started to be scared.
I was sat in the passenger seat. I had my hand on the seat belt, like with the other hand, and his hand was on the actual handle where you hold on.
Holding on to the Jesus handle at one stage.
Swearing at him, get on the effing path, and he was answering back, telling me that he's on the path and we're off the path. We drive straight into a tree.
No, we definitely didn't hit a tree.
I think he did. I think Dylan did hit a tree. I know he hit a lot of things.
I'd say it was a bad tree placement from the person who placed the tree there. I think they need to look at that.
I think his mind just went to a different dimension for 5 minutes and just got lost.
I wouldn't say we hit the tree. I think hitting a tree is hitting a tree like dead on. I think we skimmed the tree, like we skimmed the bushes. I'd say the leaves hit us.
Like, I was so confused. I think he lined himself up with the middle of the road instead of, like, you're on the left side, so just follow the tracks. You got tyres, but he'd go like in the middle part. And then even with like rocks and normal things where you'd go over the top of it or you just swerve past it, he'd just clunk straight over it.
It was just getting worse and worse and worse.
The tree was there, we were there. Tree was in the way a bit, and obviously skimmed the tree a bit. They didn't hit it though. Definitely didn't hit it.
I've seen some bad driving. If you're a driver, you know, there's some dumb shit on the road, but Dylan, he tops it.
The instructor at the back came to us. He says, is everything good? We said, yep. I said, Brad, you should probably start driving now. So me and Brad made the decision, tactically, to swap drivers halfway through.
How was it, gents?
Honestly, in life was that major risk. Dylan, honestly.
I'll be getting Ubers everywhere.
Dylan will never pass his test. That's all you need to know.
I probably won't get my licence for a bit. I think I'll stick to Ubers for a while. I think, yeah.
He's unsafe.
So we were going up.
Unfit to be driving.
We were behind the instructor. He's going to the right. I follow him. Instead of turning right, I went forward. And then...
Did you not see what happened?
Oh my god!
That was because of me.
Jens!
It would be very unfortunate if an accident happened and one of the guys who wouldn't be able to play, and you know, as I'm on the bench, I didn't get to step back in, so.
Dylan, oh my god.
So he was going up, yeah.
He's got all the excuses in the book.
He's good at COD, but not driving.
It's a good competition between Dylan and Chad, whoever's the weakest. But I think they're both as bad as each other, to be honest.
Chad probably goes down, even with all of Dylan's mistakes and Sean's bad driving, which is he going to deny. Chad was the worst. Honestly, if he ever offered to drive me anywhere, I'd just tell him I'm alright. I've already got an Uber on the way or something, because there's not a chance I'd get in a car with him. You get there 40 minutes slower, and it still wouldn't be safe.
Going back to the obstacle course, I think Chad got super lucky. I didn't even, have him in my head as a person that could even win that thing. So I think, it is even now. And whenever I get my hands on him next, he's getting it.
This is Wreck in Vegas. Follow us and subscribe to stay in the loop.
When I'd go real fast, or sort of pretend to Tom that I'd lost steering or whatever, I couldn't do anything, or take corners real fast, just seeing him out the corner of my eye, grip all of the handles in the car, tensed up, head wouldn't move, it would be straight forward, and you'd hear him every breathing, and you're panicking.
Has Chad's plan of putting us in the same dune buggy for the day ended the Tom vs. Tom? Definitely not.
I think it will continue from Tom's end.
His driving wasn't as great as my driving, but there's no way to objectively prove that.
I know I'd beat him anyway, so I just sort of let him have his say.
But the Tom vs. Tom's gonna go on forever. I don't think either of us is gonna ever let go of it. If we're ever down in the series, we're gonna have to extend the series and do something else.
But I think he'll keep coming up with little games and stuff that he feels like he's got an upper hand in. But then, I'll always win.
We're both just too competitive, really, is what it comes down to.